Let's be honest, there is a lot of BS and a lot of gurus out there that are telling you can achieve amazing results, millions of dollars in fame with very little effort. And I think it's a major disservice. So let me do you a service and share with you 5 real millionaire success secrets, success habits that no one's telling you about. Hey guys, what's going on? Yuri Elkaim here, CEO and founder of Healthpreneur. We help health practitioners and coaches who are sick and tired of the grind, who are sick and tired of working one-on-one in their practice, who want more freedom financially, more impact, and more clients virtually. That's what we help them do. That's what we can help you do as well. But a big piece of this is obviously your mindset and your habits. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot of BS out there, and it's really unfortunate that the coaching industry and the expert industry has been tainted because some people just aren't good at what they do. And there's with that said, there's a lot of amazing coaches and a lot of amazing experts who unfortunately have to overcome so much resistance because of those other, guys who had a good month and now they're preaching from the mountaintops that they are the shizzle, as Snoop Dogg would say. So I'm here to tell you that success isn't easy, but failure is certainly a lot harder. Now, I don't know if you can see my kids in the background there. I'm looking at in my screen, see my kids with some random pool stuff. Anyways, success isn't easy, but I promise you failure is much, much harder. It's definitely not worth it. So here's the deal, guys. I'm going to share 5 habits with you that I've recognized over the years in myself, in a lot of other friends and colleagues I know who've built not $1 million businesses, but millions of dollars in net worth, myself included. So I'm not talking about hey, I have a 6-figure business because I made 10K last month. No, you have a 6-figure run rate, not a 6-figure business. Anyways, there are habits, there are traits, there are things that you need to know about. And I want to really just cut the BS and be honest with you here, because listen, if you're in business for yourself and you're expecting things to be easy, you have 2 options. Swallow the reality pill of what I'm going to share with you and roll up your sleeves, or go work for someone else, okay? Because there's no middle ground. There's no I think things are going to be easy, and darn it if they're not. So here's the first thing. First success habit of millionaires, millionaire business owners, is they embrace challenges, okay? You need to get to a point and listen, I understand this is a journey, right? We all grow. And I remember when I was starting off my first business in 2006, I was like, oh man, it's so hard. Why? Man. But now when things don't work out, I actually look forward to it because every challenge is the birth of a bigger opportunity. So when things, hit the wall or problems arise, I'm celebrate that stuff because now it's given us a clue to how to solve that, to create a bigger opportunity on the flip side. So the Navy SEALs talk about embrace the suck. Same idea here. Embrace the challenges, because I promise you, the entrepreneurial journey is definitely not like this. Forget about it. It is the worst roller coaster you've ever been on, with loops and vomit sessions and all that kind of stuff. Still want to take part in that? Good. Keep watching. If you don't, again, just go apply at Starbucks. Start making some lattes. Embrace the challenge. It's going to be a bumpy road. You have to be okay with that. There is no way around it. There's no magic fairy dust that's going to be sprinkled. There's no cryptocurrency or business opportunity that's going to make things easy. I promise you that with every fiber in my being. I would bet my kids' lives on that statement. Okay? Success is a lot easier when you embrace how hard it is. I use the example very often of working out. When I was a trainer way back in the day, I would have been doing my clients a major disservice if I were to say, hey, listen, over the next 12 weeks, we're going to shed 30 pounds of fat. You're going to feel great the whole time. It's going to be awesome. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. And then 2 days later, they can't even move because of delayed onset muscle soreness. That's what happens with a lot of entrepreneurs. They're like, oh my God, I'm going to make millions. And they're like, oh shit, I have like no one coming to my website. Everyone's saying no to me on the phone. This didn't work. This didn't work. This didn't work. Man, I'm going to jump on the next ship and I'm going to do that thing instead. And then guess what? The same stuff happens. That was hard. Oh man. Oh, but I saw another ad for this cool thing. Let me start selling products on Amazon. Let's go there. But guess what? You can't avoid it. Okay. So number one is you have to embrace the challenges. That's one of the most important things. Successful, not just I'm talking about like millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires embrace the challenges. Okay. Number two is they don't do it for the money. They do not do it for the monies. Initially, it's like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Okay. So initially we get into business for whatever purpose, right? We want to have freedom. We want to have more income, whatever it is. And there's a point where you're very money driven, and that's great. You should be. But remember, the money is a byproduct of helping a lot of people. It doesn't, like, you don't get rich by scamming people, at least not in my world. So you start off by saying, okay, like I want to cover the bills. Maybe I want a better house. Maybe I want to take some more vacations. Amazing. And then there comes a point where you've made a lot of money. And it's like, how much more money can I possibly make for this to continue being a meaningful driver? And I'm telling you, it's not a lot. For some people, it's very different. But generally, like once your business is doing a few million dollars a year, you're going to get to a point where it's like you can coast, which is also very dangerous. And I talk about this being a very, very, very dangerous place to live in another video. I can't even remember which one, but if you subscribe to the channel and just consume all my videos, you'll find it. Anyways, you have to get to a point where, at least from what I've recognized, the most successful business owners are those who love business, who love the challenge, who love figuring out new things, who love helping people, who love innovating, who love improving themselves, because your business only grows to the extent that you do, which you don't really find as much in a job unless you're built, within an entrepreneurial community or an entrepreneurial team, which really, favors that type of stuff. So it's not about doing things for the destination. It's about doing it for the journey. Okay. That's really important. And this goes back to the first thing, which is, they embrace the challenge. If you embrace challenges, you will enjoy the journey that much more. So I have my private pilot's license, and I love flying. And, I've flown a little, Cessna 152, and it's actually pretty cool how much control you have of an airplane, even when it's like being thrown around. The only time it's really going to go wrong is if you hit another plane or like a wing falls off or something like that, which again is not really common. So the safety of flying is it's incredible. I think it's like I can't remember the stats. It's like 1 in 16 million flights for something to go wrong. And you compare that to car accidents, it's like, why even get out of bed in the day and drive a car? So anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is that we talk a lot about like sell the destination, not the journey, right? So it's like sell Hawaii, not the plane trip. But I love the plane trip. I love the turbulence. I mean, I don't look forward to turbulence, but when it happens, it's all good. Because I understand it's part of the journey. I understand everything's good. It's safe. We're good. Whereas other people who might be expecting something to be like smooth sailing and easy, as soon as there's a bit of turbulence, are freaking out because they're thinking worst case scenario. So I use that as an example to just enjoy the journey, right? Enjoy the ups and downs. You're going to have way more downs than you will ups. However, you can flip that. If every down is an up and every up is an up, then you have no downs. You can tweet that one if you want. So anyways, that's the second piece. Third one is a big one. And this is again, coming from the entrepreneurs that I know. Okay. Now I know that not all of entrepreneurs in the world, have this type of focus, but the ones that I hang around, the ones that I know, so this is the third secret here, is they value and prioritize their health in a very, very big way. Now, let me just start off by saying, there's a lot of wealthy people who are massively overweight, right? Unhealthy, all that stuff. We've seen them. I understand that, right? But I'm saying, what's the point of sacrificing your health to build wealth if then you have to spend all that wealth to regain your health? It doesn't make sense. I played professional soccer in my previous lifetime. So previous lifetime being like up until I was 24. And I love like going back to those feelings of like sweating on a hot day, being on a beautiful grass soccer field. And I've built my business first and foremost to help a lot of people, right? So I want to be very clear about that. But I've also built the business to allow me to do things like that, where I can take 3 hours during the middle of the day, just before shooting this video, for instance. I ran to a local soccer field, went to the soccer field, did full field sprints, beautiful, warm, sunny day, I'm sweating. Then I got to just, lay down and stretch afterwards. And it's like, I wouldn't trade this for the world. Right now my kids are outside playing in the pool and I get to hang out with them after, not just after, but like at any point of the day. And, these are things that I've been very intentional about building. But I lost my hair when I was 17, which is why I don't have any hair, to an autoimmune condition. That was the blessing I had in this life. That's what got me into health in the first place. And if you're watching this and you're a health expert, you've been blessed with the same type of challenge. You probably had a health issue at some point in your life, which prompted you to get into this to solve it for yourself or for other people. And because of that, you're probably more health conscious, which is amazing. Right? Because I think there's more and more entrepreneurs, even outside of the health space, who are recognizing the importance of clarity, of brain health, as opposed to like brain fog and fatigue and being overweight and sluggish. You're just way more productive as an entrepreneur. So, one of the things that entrepreneurs get into as they build their business is you start to buy back a lot of your time by hiring other people, building systems. You're not doing as much of the work. And it's like, what do you do with your time? Well, one of the best things you can do with your time is be active. I know Richard Branson, he's famous for saying, he spends 2 to 3 hours a day swimming. And here's a guy who's got 300 companies under the Virgin Empire. Like, is he slacking off? No, he's built infrastructure around him to allow him to do that stuff, because most people do and think and behave better when they're active. It's very tough to create magic when you're behind the computer all day. So even though we think we need to be doing stuff all the time, sometimes the best way to do stuff is to do less stuff. Think, get outside, go for a walk, like meditate, do whatever you got to do, right? But you got to prioritize your health, because what's the point of working so hard and then by the time you're 45, you have a heart attack? It's ridiculous. And I think that's a really, really common theme that I've noticed, at least in my circle of other health entrepreneurs, but also those not just in the health space. Who knows? Maybe it's just the online space that I've been in. A lot of them really prioritize their health. They love working out. They love being healthy. They love looking good because, that's, aesthetically nice, but they also really prioritize feeling good, the energy, the mental clarity, all that stuff. So that's the third thing. Number 4 is they never stop learning. I've learned infinitely more outside of school than I did when I was in school. I was one of the few in my class who I think I really relished my degree in kinesiology. I leveraged that to be able to then build the businesses that I built in the health space. And I'm very, very grateful for that education. But in no way, shape, or form, other than giving me the technical expertise to do that, did it prepare me for building a business. And if you're watching this and you went to a chiropractic college, naturopathic college, medical school, any of that stuff, hundreds of thousands of dollars in tuition. And they should be absolutely ashamed of themselves that they give you a piece of paper to go out and then try to figure things out on your own. I think it's brutal. But at the same time, it's an amazing opportunity, which is why we Healthpreneur exist, because there are so many amazing health professionals out there, millions of people who need your help. We help you bridge the gap. We help you build the marketing and business acumen to get your message in front of those people and help more of them. So we wouldn't exist if those schools actually did a good job from a business development standpoint, which they don't. So thank you, all the colleges and stuff, for creating amazing technicians, but little else. The key is you're a great technician, right? So a technician meaning like the doer, the doctor, the coach. That's not enough. It's not enough. If you want to build $1 million business, if you want to build if you want to build an empire, a legacy, you can't just be the technician, because then you don't have a business. You have a job. If you need to be there for everything, and if you can only help your clients achieve a result when you are present, you don't have a business, even if you think you do. And I say that with all the love and care I possibly can, but that's the truth, because what happens if you take a week off? Do you get money coming in still? And do your patients or clients still get helped? If the answer is no and no, you don't have a business, okay? A business is a machine, a system of systems, if you will, that produces a profit for the owner independent of the owner being there. Think of McDonald's. Great example, right? Listen, I don't think the person who owns the McDonald's franchise is ever physically in the McDonald's. But he's got a bunch of people working there. He's probably doing whatever else he wants. He's probably out there swimming for 3 hours a day while people are building burgers and stuff for, building his wealth. So you got to keep learning. You have to keep learning. You have to develop new skills, because skills pay the bills. You have to look at where are you weak, and two things. Number one, learning how to develop necessary skills in your role as the business owner. But also part of that is learning how to delegate, learning how to relinquish control, because control and freedom are on like two opposite sides of the spectrum. You can have a lot of control, but very little freedom. The more freedom you want, the more you have to give up control. This is something I've had to learn. It's something I continue to coach my team on. So our leadership team, they get better at relinquishing control. It frees them up to do higher value activities. It's about elevate and delegate. You want to continually think about, how do I fire myself from the job I was doing a year ago? Think about that one, okay? So continually learn, never, ever, ever stop. You got to be reading voraciously. I mean, the best investment I think I've made a lot of good investments when it comes to education. I spent close to $1 million on coaching and masterminds. You'll never go wrong with that. Even if it's not the best coaching program or whatever, you'll still find ways to learn. This Kindle has been oh my God, it's waterproof. I can take it in the pool. I mean, I don't know if you can see some books down here, but I've got hundreds more on this Kindle, and I wish I could display that in this little thing, but it's amazing. Now I don't have to lug around books on an airplane or in my knapsack. Everything is in here. So every single day I'm reading, I'm taking someone's decades of experience and I'm getting it in a couple minutes. It's absolutely amazing. So never stop learning. Just consume, because the more you take in, the more it's just going to come out of your pores, and then you have to share it and give and contribute and innovate and create solutions based on the stuff you're learning. It's just incredible. So millionaires, successful business owners, they never stop learning. They love it, and it's just part of their fabric. That's the fourth habit. And finally, number 5 is they're ruthless with their time. They understand their zone of genius. They understand the few activities they're amazing at, and they get rid of everything else. And this is part of hiring a team, working with people around you who can take stuff off your plate. Spending all day on social media, spending all day in your email, complete waste of time. Not a good use of your time, right? Your genius is not scrolling through Instagram. Your genius might be coming up with the creative strategy for Instagram, but your genius is not the actual uploading, posting, maybe not even writing the caption. But, these are things you have to learn as you grow. You'll understand that there are certain activities that produce the most value for your company, for your business, and there are things that not so much. Administrative work, $10 to $20 an hour tasks, right? Strategic thinking, team growth, team leadership, team coaching, very, very different in terms of the output. I'll show you a little secret if you don't know this already. The biggest leverage you have in your business is your people. So anything you can do to coach, train, and develop leaders in your business, that is the ultimate investment you will ever make, because now you are multiplying their impact, their ability to produce big results. So the more you develop leaders, the faster and the bigger your business can grow. And that's never going to happen if you try to do everything by yourself. So being ruthless with your time means understanding what you're great at and focusing on that. The second thing with that is you gotta just map everything out. So this is our focus planner. So the Healthpreneur Focus Planner, which I built for myself over 10 years. And now we obviously have it available on our website, and we have it for our clients as well, because this is where it all starts. Okay. So what am I doing at 6 a.m.? 5 a.m. wake up, 5:30 to 6:30, doing some writing, 6:30 to 8:30, doing some stuff for business development reps. So like mapped out, cool. 1 to 3 p.m. shooting YouTube videos, 11 to 12, go for a run. You got to be like, it's one thing to write stuff down, and I'm guilty of this as well. It's one thing to write them down. It's another thing to actually stick to the schedule. And I'm not perfect. I don't necessarily like rigid structure, but I also recognize that structure creates freedom. So it's really kind of finding that sweet spot for yourself. But I promise you, you can't waste your time. Get up earlier. I've shot other videos on this on how to be more productive in the morning. Get up earlier, do your most important work first thing in the morning, and you'll have a lot more time for other things later in the day. So those are the 5 habits that all, at least the millionaire entrepreneurs that I know, all have in common. Let's just quickly review them. Number 1, they embrace challenges. Number 2, they don't do it for the money. They do it for the love of the journey. Number 3, they value and prioritize their health. Number 4 is they never stop learning. And number 5 is they are ruthless with their time. Is there anything else that you've noticed in your world, in your line of work, in your journey that could be a success habit? Let me know in the comments. Look forward to hearing your response. And if you've enjoyed this, remember to subscribe to the channel, the Healthpreneur channel. I've got tons of other stuff to help you take things to the next level in your virtual health practice. And if you've enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy the next video, which I've linked to you below, where I'll talk about some more success mindset stuff that can help you become an unstoppable entrepreneur. So thanks so much for your time. Thank you for watching. Yuri Elkaim here signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.